Hi, I'm Kim, and I'll be taking you through a core-focused flow today. So we'll begin lying down on our back. We'll take the feet mat width apart, and the thighs rolling inwards, so the knees connecting. Just resting your hands on your belly so that your thumbs are relaxing on your belly button. And with your eyes closed, just starting to drop inwards. So just noticing how you're feeling in this moment, noticing what you're bringing into this space onto your mat. How are you feeling in your body? How are you feeling emotionally, energetically, without any judgment? And what is your body trying to communicate with you? Where are there areas of tension, compression, congestion? Where do you need to release, let go, and soften? Just start to consciously soften those areas that you tend to hold your stress. So for me, that's the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. And then just guiding your awareness down into your belly and just witnessing this movement of breath. So this ballooning of your belly as you inhale and this melting of your belly into your back as you exhale. So maybe noticing your belly button floating up away from your spine. Perhaps your belly button gets wider. And as you exhale, your belly button starts to sink back into your body. And maybe it shrinks into your spine. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2. And imagine there's a cord that's just tightening your belly button towards your spine. Inhale, belly button floating away from your body. Exhaling, it melts down, and there's this little contraction as the belly button starts to shrink and draw into your spine. And then imagine your hip bones drawing in towards one another. And then start to point your knees up to the ceiling. Bring your feet more hip width apart. So continue to imagine that you're zipping up your hip bones towards one another. And like your ribs are doors that you're trying to close. So the front ribs are starting to draw in and slightly down into your back. And then you start to connect a little more deeply into the core. And we want to maintain this connection as we float the limbs up. And then just let everything sink. So you want to feel quite stable around this area here. So continue to draw in and down and get quite loose in the limbs now. Just start to shake everything out, maintaining that energy in the belly. And then as we root through the shoulder blades and the backs of the hip, we're going to shoot the energy out through the fingers and through the balls of the feet. And as we inhale, we're going to lift up our chest in a straight line. So maintaining this nice gap between the chin and the chest. We're going to lift, inhale, stay here. Exhale, lift the hips up in a straight line. So try not to throw your legs towards your face. As we inhale, we lift the hips and the chest, and then exhaling to lower. Inhaling, lifting your chest. Exhale, lifting your hips in a straight line. Inhale, lifting both, reaching for the toes. Exhaling to lower. Inhale the chest. Exhaling the hips. Lift both high, inhale. Exhale down, 2 more. Inhale, chest. Hips in a straight line. Lifting both, reaching for your toes. Exhale down. Inhale your chest up. Exhale your hips up. Lift both even higher, reach for the toes. Exhale lower, give yourself a hug. And then just start to draw some circles with your knees in opposite directions, just massaging into the lower back. So if you feel any discomfort in your lower back, it's probably not a good idea. Maybe if you have like acute pain right now, to actually work the core today. So I would wait until you feel a little bit better in your back. But what you want to feel is this energy, this heat building in the belly. You don't want to feel it in your lower back. So you can modify, and we'll talk about that as we flow. So grabbing the backs of your legs, only if this is comfortable for you, rock back and forth. Otherwise, just roll onto one side. As you rock up, try not to touch the floor with your toes. And then one more. Okay, so we're going to come into boat pose. So for you, that might mean bringing your hands to the floor. It might mean lowering your toes towards the floor, but not quite touching. Wherever you are, start to float the heart up and slightly forward. So this is your option one. You could grab hold of the hamstrings. 2, you could get your calves parallel to your mat. 3, you could extend the legs. 4, you could reach the arms over the head. There is another option to work a little bit harder. You would inhale, lower down. Exhale, bring everything back in. Inhale. And you might come up like this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and then hold. Imagine those hip bones drawing in and the navel, like there's a cord, just pulling that navel closer to your spine. And then from here, we'll cross at the ankles and come to all fours. Stretch the fingers out wide, take your knees under your hips, your wrists under the shoulders, and we'll just move through some cat-cows. So as we lift the spine up, we want to contract through the front body. Inhaling to cow, sitting bones lift, belly drops. Exhaling to cat, draw the chin in. Inhale. Exhale. And then come back to neutral. I'm just going to show you a variation that you can take. So when we get to our side plank, what you could do instead of side plank is come into this variation. So your bottom knee is down. You can take this variation, or you can even float that top leg up. Okay, so I will remind you when we get to our side plank. So for now, we're going to curl the toes under, hug the forearms in, come into your first downward facing dog. Pedal out through the feet, just open up through the backs of the legs. And imagine that you just have this energy and stability here, and you're just radiating that energy out through the hands, fingertips, through the legs, down into the toes. And then just pause here for a moment. And as we inhale, we'll ripple forward to a plank pose. Press the heels back. Draw the hip bones in. You could always drop the knees. Exhale, leading with your lower belly. Imagine you're lifting the belly up into the hips, lifting the hips into the sky, and then press back to dog. So initiating from your core. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, lifting the hips, using your belly. Press it back. Inhaling forward to a plank pose. Again, lifting the hips. Press it back, downward facing dog. Leading with your right in a 5, float your right leg up behind you to a dog split. Exhale, bring your knee in towards your nose. Press into the earth as you round through the upper back. Inhale, float your right leg up. Exhale, tap your left elbow with your right knee. Inhale, float your right leg up. Tap your right elbow with your right knee. Inhale, float that leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. You might rise to fingertips or use bricks or keep the palms down as you slowly place your right foot forward. Root through the feet. Continue to draw your hip bones towards each other. Inhale, float up to a high lunge. Root through that right big toe, straighten the front leg. Inhale. Exhale, as you cactus your arms, bend both knees. Inhale, reach up. Imagine you're moving through water. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take your left hand under the shoulder and take the right arm up. So you could stay here, or you could drop the back knee, turn the left foot off of your mat, and come into this baby side plank, maybe floating the right leg up. Or you could turn all of your toes to the right side, keep this right foot down, tuck the left side body up into the spine, or you could stack up the feet and continue to lift up so you're not sinking and collapsing into your wrist. And if you want a little bit more, you might float up that leg, grab the big toe, float it back, and then we'll bring the right foot slowly back to the top of the mat. Inhale to a lunge. Exhale, just fold forward for a moment and just take a rest, just breathing into the back of that right leg. Just noticing how you're feeling, any energy that you're feeling in the belly. And then from here, we'll bend that right leg, bring the hands forward, float the top leg up. From here, we'll exhale, bend both knees, draw the left knee in. Inhale to extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. This time as you bend, you're going to bring your hands together at your heart and come up. We're going to inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, press the palms forward as you extend that left leg. This time, inhale, hands to the heart center. Exhale, press forward. Twice more, inhale. Exhale. And imagine that your belly is trying to lift up this leg. Float the arms back. Come into a warrior three. Bend the standing leg, and then in slow motion, come into warrior one. Exhale, open warrior two. Line up your heel with your arch. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, reach forward. So you could either just very lightly rest your right hand on your shin. Keep softness here through the leg. You could take the left arm over the ear. And if you want to work into the core more, come to core triangle, arms up. I'll just turn to face you to show you another variation. If this is too strong, but you want more than this, you could bring the arms forward. And then we'll bend that right knee, bring the hands down, draw the knee in, take plank pose, inhale. Lower slowly, maybe dropping the knees. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the toenails down, fingertips outside of your mat. Float your shoulder blades down your back. Draw your pubic bone up towards your face. And as you inhale, just curl up, gaze forward. Exhale down. Inhale, gaze to the right. Exhale down. Inhale, keep stretching your toenails back behind you. Exhale down, float your arms by the sides of your waist, and then lift everything up. Lengthening, lifting, draw the chin in slightly so you're not compressing the back of the neck. Bring the hands down. Feel free to either take a rest, maybe child's pose, maybe puppy pose, down dog, or feel free to maybe throw in a little handstand, or anything else that you want to do. I'm going to take a little rest. Wherever you choose to be, just reconnecting with breath, reconnecting with sensation, moment to moment awareness. Come forward to all fours. Now plug the palms into the earth, curl the toes under. We're going to pick up the knees and hover the shins off of the mat. Okay, so we're just hovering. We're not too high, we're not up here. We're drawing the hip bones in towards each other, scooping in those front ribs. Take a breath in. For a count of 8, find your dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, leading with your left in a 5, float your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, sweep it up. Tap the right elbow. Inhale up. Tap your left elbow. Inhale. Exhale. Again, you can use bricks. Rise to fingertips. Slow motion. Bring the left foot forward. And then from here, we're going to float the arms up, rooting through the feet. Feel the left big toe connecting to your mat. Inhale, straightening that front leg. As you bend both legs, go as far as you're comfortable with. Cactus your arms. Inhale up. Again, mindful movements like you're moving through water. And then one more time. Bending as you exhale. Root the right hand. And again, you can twist. You can drop the back knee, turn the foot off of the mat. Come to more of a baby side plank. Or, especially if you're new to the practice, turn all your toes to the left. You can keep the left foot on the ground or stack the feet. Tuck in through the right ribs. Or float the leg up. Grab the big toe or bend the knee. And then slow motion, place the left foot forward. All 10 toes point forward, lift the heart. Exhale, just take a moment to breathe, connect, to pause. Just dropping back in onto your mat, into sensation and what your body is trying to communicate with you today. Notice what the breath is doing. If the breath is erratic or you're holding it, just really try to deepen. So the in-breath is bigger, the out-breath is longer, more complete. Start to come forward. Walk your hands forward. Lift the back leg, lengthen your heart. You could always put bricks under your hands. Exhale, bend both knees. Draw the belly in as you bow down. Inhale, extend. Spread the toes. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, as you start to bring the knee in, begin to come up to standing. Bring the right knee in. Float the arms up. Inhale. Straighten the leg. Press the palms forward. Exhale. Imagine your belly is trying to lift that leg. Inhale, hands to heart. Bend the knee. Exhale, extend. Twice more. Again, moving in slow motions. We're not trying to hurry this exercise. And then bending the knee, take it back to warrior three. Imagine the right hip is pointing down as you lift through the heel. Slow motion, bend the standing leg. Bring the right foot back, warrior one. Exhale, open to warrior two. Heel to arch alignment. Straighten the front leg, reach forward. So again, you can just kind of lightly rest your hand here. Make sure you're not locking out the knee. Imagine that your shin is trying to float up. And you could stay here, arms forward, or core triangle. Make sure that you're not collapsing like this. Try to lengthen through that side, the left side. Root the back foot, bend the knee, keep reaching. And then bring your hands down. Turn all your toes to point forward. As you press your palms down, scoop your belly in. Bring the knee in towards the nose. And then come to plank pose, inhale. Lower down slowly, maybe lower the knees, pick up the heels, crossing the ankles, and come down. Come to Sphinx pose, elbows underneath your shoulders. And just have a little wiggle of your hips. Just take a moment to come back. Maybe closing the eyes, noticing your energy, noticing where you've created strength, maybe where you've just created more awareness in the body, and where you've created some space. Slow down your breathing, slow, deep, steady breaths. Just imagine that your hip bones are again zipping up towards each other, and you'll notice this gentle lift of the pubic bone. Take your legs a little wider so your toenails are outside of your mat. Turn your left forearm in and take your right fingertips out to the side. Now this is where you can stay, or you can bend the back leg and you can stay here, or you could grab hold of the foot, turn the fingertips towards the toes, and just stretch there through the hip flexors. They work pretty hard when you're working the core. And just imagine, rather than trying to yank that foot down, just imagine that your right hip is melting into your mat. And keep the energy through the heart, so you're not just collapsing, you're pressing that left forearm down. And then gently release, change sides, right forearm in, left fingertips out. You can stay here or grab that foot. You could keep the foot just floating without touching it, and melting that left hip. And then slowly release, just come down to chill out for a moment. You can make a pillow with your hands or head to one side, give your hips a shake. And see if you can find the breath here in your middle back, stretching, rising and spreading, and then softening, relaxing and melting into your spine. And then bring the hands next to the chest, like you're coming into child's pose. And then coming forward, inhale back to your down dog, exhale. Okay, so I'm just going to turn around so that you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to inhale, float the right leg up. We're going to exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Keep plugging into the earth with the right hand, so you don't want to lean your weight all over to that left side. You can stay here or come to a little wild thing. If you want a bit of a challenge, you could pick up that right foot, connect the forefinger and thumb of that right hand. Good, and then from here, we're going to draw the belly in, slowly bring that right hand down, float the leg up. Tap the left elbow, turn the left foot in, and then you could either come to fallen triangle with the foot down, or you could lift that leg up. And we could tap, lift and lower, lift and lower, and then come back, float that leg up, and then exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow, and take the right knee behind that right wrist. We're going to turn around this way again. That right leg is forward. And then from here, just bring the fingertips in a minute. Lift the chest. Imagine hugging your thighs towards one another, drawing the hip bones towards one another. You could either bring your forearms down, connecting your palms. You could bring your head down in your pigeon. Imagine your heart drifting forward. And that right hip floating back. You're not trying to force anything, but there's just an energy of this drifting backwards. Walk the hands in. Curl back toes under, pick up the knee, and then push into the earth, press down as you bring that knee in. Feel free to take a vinyasa or take a moment to rest in child's pose. We'll do the same on the other side. So inhale, float up that left leg. Bend the knee, open the hip, and root that left palm. Stay here or slowly come into wild thing. Connect the left forefinger and thumb. Maybe picking up that foot. And then draw the belly in. As you bring the left hand down, you might need to adjust and hop that right foot in a bit. And then you're going to tap your right elbow. You can either bring the foot out, fallen triangle, you're still working the core, or you can float the leg up and lower, lift and lower. So you're moving from that inner thigh. And then we're going to bring that right hand down, float the leg up. Left knee, left elbow. Bring the knee to that wrist. And start to inch away that back leg a little bit. Bring the fingertips in, opening through the heart. Float the heart forward and down. Again, you can stay here or rest. Sleeping pigeon. Continue to hug your thighs towards each other. So just maintaining the integrity of the pelvis, the energy through the thighs. And then slowly walk the hands in, roll up the spine. Root the hands as you pick up that back knee. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Again, feel free to take an optional vinyasa or take a rest. Take a big sigh, inhale. Melting heart. And then come forward. We're going to lower the knees for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, extend your left leg and your right arm. Again, keep the hip bones moving towards one another. The front ribs drawing up towards your back. Inhale, extend. And then bring elbow and knee in. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Option 1, stay here or reach back, grab hold of your foot and kick it away. And you could gaze down or over your right shoulder. Inhale, extend. Slow motion. Bring your hand and your knee back to your mat. Let's have a little rock. Maybe a little wiggle of the ribs. Or a cat-cow if you need it. And then change sides. So just really start to build that energy back into the belly. Right leg up, left arm up. Inhale, reaching out in all directions. Exhale, gather your core, draw everything in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Extend and stay here. This is a good place to stay or reach back, grab hold of your foot, kick it away. Maybe gaze to the left or down. Keep the face up, the jaw relaxed. Inhale, extend. Slow motion, everything down. Just take a moment to rest. Wide leg child's pose. And really start to balloon your belly with your in-breath. And then feel that belly rising up into your back with your out-breath. And then slowly rolling up your spine. Bring your feet out in front of you. You could also hold on to your thighs as you come down. We're going to inhale, lift. Roll down for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just slide the heels in towards your bottom. Feet hip width apart, just to really stretch out through the front body now. Root the big toes, the little toes. Slowly start to lift your lower back, middle back, upper back. Shuffle your shoulders underneath you. And you can interlace your hands. If you have a full will in your practice, go ahead. Keep the hip bones level. You can bring the right knee in. Extend. Bend. Slowly lower. Bend the left knee, extend, bend, and lower. And then maybe you can float the arms over the head. Inhale, roll down one vertebra at a time, like you're imprinting it into your mat. And then hug your knees in. Draw circles clockwise, massaging into the lower back and just seeing how the lower back feels after all of that. And then change direction. So bringing that core awareness into your practice is really healthy for your lower back. But like I said earlier, if you're having any issues in the lower back right now, you just want to be extra careful. Arms and legs up, shaking everything out. And then we'll just take a little relaxation. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a cleansing sigh. Just being aware of the energy here in your belly, what you're feeling, noticing its strength, noticing its energy, its warmth. You can visualize a golden ball of light in the belly. And in yoga, this is our seat of discipline, action, raw power. Start to melt your bones into the support of the earth, the face, the arms, the shoulders, the chest, the ribs. Can soften around the belly. Surrendering your legs and feet. Surrendering your whole body to the pull of gravity. Let go. So if you need to stay here any longer, please feel free to stay here. Otherwise, take a stretch, inhale, roll over onto the right. Press your hand down and come up to a seat. Just take a moment to feel the energy of your practice. You bring awareness to the strength of your body and your mind. Bringing your awareness to your energy, to space that you've created in your body and mind. Know that you can return to this at any point. Palms together, bowing your head to your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.